Hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna study what will be the most essential words in your music vocabulary. By understanding the way they are constructed, everything in music will start to make sense to you. Those words are named chords, and you're about to really understand the way they are constructed. I hope you will enjoy this video, and let's get started. In music, there are a lot of definitions. But to progress, you need to ask yourself questions about those definitions. So first, let's break it down by asking a simple but essential question. What is a chord? In music, we have this elemental piece which is a note. When you add another note played at the same time, you obtain a harmonic interval. And then, by adding again another note, you obtain a chord. The line between a harmonic interval and a chord is a bit blurry. Some people will consider a harmonic interval to be a two-note chord. But here, for the sake of clarity, we will consider that a chord is at least 3 notes played together. Here, we're gonna focus on 3-note chords. These very types of chords are called triads. There are several types of triads. They can be major, minor, diminished, or augmented. Each of them is constructed in a specific way, but the common thing to construct all triads is that we have to stack up thirds. For a major triad, the chord takes the name of the root. The root will often be the lowest note, but not all the time. Here, it will be the case. So by saying that C is the root, and as we're going to use a recipe of the major triad, we're about to construct a C major triad, or C major chord. The first note is C, then its major third, which is E, and then the minor third of E, being also the perfect fifth of C, which is G. Why not just saying major third and perfect fifth? Well, the only reason is that I want you to know that the skeleton of each chord is made out of thirds. It's very important to have that in mind to have a good understanding of chords. In short, a major chord is a root, its major third, giving the quality major to the chord, and its perfect fifth. Its abbreviation is only the name of the root, so here it is C, without anything else. Then, if you see that in a context where you have to play chords, you will know that these letters are not referring to notes, but to the associated major chords. Then, for a minor triad, we have the root, its minor third, giving once again the quality minor to the chord, and its perfect fifth. Its abbreviation is the name of the root plus a little m, like for a minor interval. Then, in the end, we have a C major chord and a C minor chord. With those two chords, the quality of the third indicates the quality of the chord. But with augmented and diminished chords, it's the quality of the fifth that is important. An augmented chord is a major chord but with an augmented fifth, with its abbreviation written as the root plus AUG or an actual plus. And a diminished chord is a minor chord but with a diminished fifth, with its abbreviation written as a root plus DIM or small empty circle, just like intervals. So here you can notice that it's the quality of the fifth that gives its name to the chord, and not the quality of the third as it was the case with major and minor triads. If you're having troubles with intervals, go check out my video dedicated to that topic. The link will be in the description, it might help you if you feel lost. Then, there is a last type of 3-note chord that we call suspended. It's a particular type of chord because it uses a dissonant interval, which is the major second. There are two types of suspended chords, the suspended 2 chord and the suspended 4 chord. The suspended 2 or sus2 chord is composed of the root, its major second and its perfect fifth. This is why we called it a sus2 chord. A sus4 chord is constructed with the root, its perfect fourth and its perfect fifth. Here you can see that there is indeed a major second between F and G, and once again for it because it uses a perfect fourth. Why call this type of chord suspended, you might say? Because that's the kind of chord where you expect something to come after it. It creates stress that needs to be resolved. Here's an example. Here it's like being suspended, waiting for something to happen, and when a major chord finally comes, it's like landing somewhere, get stable again. Music is all about stress and resolution, but this will be the topic of another episode. Here I just wanted you to know why we use such names. So by knowing all of those recipes, you can construct any basic triad possible. You start from one note, you apply the correct pattern, and that's it. As triads are basically two intervals one above the other, they obey to the same rules and are as maniable as regular intervals. What I mean is that chords as intervals can be inverted. A triad in its basic form is said to be in its root position. You got the root, the major third, and the perfect fifth. But if you raise a root an octave, the root stays the same note, but it becomes the highest note of the chord. The chord is said to be inverted, and this particular case is called the first inversion. For the second inversion, you raise what is now the lowest note an octave higher as well, which makes the root being in the middle of the chord. That's the second inversion. And finally, if you do the same manipulation once again, the root becomes again the lowest note. So the chord is now in its root position again, but one octave higher. That's how inversion works. A way to know when a chord is inverted is to look at the spaces between the notes. In the root position, you got a third and a fifth. In the first inversion, you got a third and a sixth. Then, in the second inversion, you got a fourth and a sixth. Knowing that, you can easily find the root and then name the chord properly. But keep in mind that enharmonic equivalence exists, so knowing in what context the chord is situated is more important than just looking at the interval's number inside the chord. But for now, don't bother with that. Just try to get familiar with chords identification and construction. So by understanding that, you can basically name any 3-note chords that you will encounter. What is this chord? A G minor chord second inversion. This one, an A major chord root position. And this one, an F sharp sus4 first inversion. You can name everything. And it makes the learning process of any song way easier. Because now you're not just learning music, you're understanding music. Basically, you know everything you need to know to understand how chords work and how they are constructed. Next time, we will talk about certain types of chords used a lot in jazz. And those chords are 4-note chords and extended chords. I hope this video helped you a bit to clear your mind with chords. If it did, please like this video and subscribe. It helps me a lot to keep on going with my YouTube channel. Comment if you have any questions or any remark, and until then, see you guys in the next episode.